This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe welcoming you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And this birthday boy is John Wong. Not Don Juan, John Wong. Now you may ask yourself, who the heck is he and why is he your birthday boy? Well, for the fact of the matter is that I don't give soccer players a lot of love in the first place. And second of all, is basically that his story is very interesting. He's 45 years old today, January 27, 1976, born in South Korea. He actually scored 3 goals in 2 FIFA World Cups and is a celebrity in South Korea. Although his career is basically more for being in South Korea, his senior career, he was in Busan for 54 appearances, and Perugia decided to get him on loan for a couple years, which was amazing. Well, that 5 goals in 30 appearances, Perugia. And then he went to Shimizu, then Yokohama, and then he went back to Europe to FC Metz, and then to Duisburg, and then back to South Korea for Suwon, Busan, Park and Dylan, Shite. For the national team, he scored 17 goals in 71 games. All that. He was looking good. He was actually when he went to Perugia, actually was the first South Korean to be in the Italian league in Serie A. But unfortunately, his captain Marco Materazzi bullied him constantly. I guess because of his lack of English or Italian. Materazzi, of course, would have his own problems with Sisu. So basically, John Wong, in the 2002 World Cup, actually scored a couple of goals. His first goal was against the United States in the preliminary rounds, and during his goal celebration, he imitated speed skater in reference to the disqualification of Korean short track speed skater Kim Dong-sung at the 2002 Winter Olympics, allowing Apollo Ono to get the gold medal. A lot of people thought that there was favoritism by American judges for Americans to win short track speed skating. I mean, in Salt Lake City. And that Winter Olympics was controversial because, bribery and all that. But anyway, it was funny. On actually missed the penalty for South Korea against Italy in the round of 16 game against Italy. That was huge. But his golden goal, extra time goal, was huge, sending South Korea to the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup. And then South Korea beat Spain on penalties before losing to Turkey in the bronze medal game after their loss to, I believe, Germany. Serves me right, yep. However, the Perugia owner decided to cancel the contract, saying that I have no intention of paying salary to someone who has ruined Italian football. The owner said his decision was not because of the goal, but by comments about Italy. However, he decided to take back what he said and had to sign him to a permanent basis. Would reject a 3-year contract and decide not to go to Italy because of how they were insulting him and all that. However, FIFA decided to help Perugia by telling that he has to pay Perugia $3.5 million to compensate for their damage in the transfer market. So he was an entertainer for 3 years to pay off his debts. So yeah, he actually scored. National goals in the World Cup. Yeah, goal 2006 World Cup. Sorry, in 2006 he got a World Cup goal against Togo. I thought it was 2010, but yeah, against Togo he beat them. So yeah. So John Wong was huge. But this is not completely. This is not completely about John Wong. It's about the 2002 World Cup and why it seemed to be controversial in a sense. First part of the controversy was that there were two countries hosting the World Cup simultaneously, Korea and South Korea and Japan, whereas usually it's just one country, all that. And no other FIFA World Cup has been held in more than one country until 2026 when US, Canada, and Mexico will get to host it. And of course, this was the first World Cup in Asia. And World Cup debutants were China, Ecuador, Senegal, and Slovenia. All of them would fall by the wayside except for Senegal. The tournament had a lot of results, including France being knocked out in the group stage, only getting 1 point, and I don't think they even scored a goal. And Argentina being knocked out in the group stage in the group of death with England, Sweden, and Nigeria, if memory serves me right. South Korea controversially got to the semifinals. I mean, they took down Portugal, Italy, and Spain en route and got to the Final Four. Brazil would prevail, beating Germany in the final and basically winning the World Cup for the 5th time in a row. Turkey won 3rd place over South Korea and scored the fastest FIFA World Cup goal, 10.8 seconds, and all that. So a lot of people were shocked and all that. I mean, yeah, that was kind of a weird thing, all that. But there was also a problem for the FIFA World Cup because Japan never qualified for the World Cup finals when it was rewarded in 96, but Japan did subsequently get to the 98 World Cup and didn't do so well. The only other countries to have been awarded a World Cup without previously being in the tournament were Italy in 34 and Qatar in 2022. Italy did not go to the first World Cup in 1930, but then they got in 34. And Qatar, well, how far has Qatar got in their national thing? Anyway, yeah, it was weird. European fans were upset because it ruined their balance. They were used to watching international matches close to their time zone. And European morning games and all that. So basically, there were a lot of teams that qualified. 4 from Asia, 5 from Africa, 3 from North America, 5 from South America, and 15 European countries. So the countries decided to split 10 stadiums in Korea, 10 in Japan. All that. So basically the group stage. So groups A, B, C, and D were in Nihon, right? No, sorry, in Korea. And then groups C, E, F, G, H were in Japan. So in group A, Denmark, with their 2-0-1 mark, won the group over Senegal, Uruguay, and France. France didn't even score 1 goal in their 3 games against Denmark, Senegal, and Uruguay. Fans were shocked, especially the first game was Senegal against France, and Senegal beat France 1-0. A goal by Papa Bouba Diop. It's like France just sucked. One of the worst World Cup performances by a defending team ever. Germany at least could score goals, where they were defending the 2014 title in 2018. So Denmark ended up first place. Spain in Group B beat Paraguay. Paraguay scored 6 goals in the tournament. South Africa scored 5. Paraguay and South Africa were tied for second. But Paraguay, because they scored more goals in the group stages, actually got into the second phase. Well, South Africa and Paraguay tied in their game. Brazil and Turkey got out of Group C. Goal differential ruined Costa Rica as Turkey's +2 goal differential beat Costa Rica's -1, even though both teams had a win, a loss, and a tie. China was just putrid. No goals scored. Take heart, France didn't score a goal either in the tournament. Group D was supposed to be one of the groups of death, if you will. The co-host South Koreans were with a startling US team, a star-studded Portuguese team, and Poland, who could surprise you. But South Korea, with 2 wins and a tie, won the group. US, with a win, a loss, and a tie, actually got through with 4 points, including their shock win over Portugal in the first group stage game. Group E in Japan, Germany, and Ireland qualified for the round of 16. Cameroon was close with 4 points. Saudi Arabia did terribly, giving up 12 goals in their 3 group stage matches. Worse than China, though. Group F was called the group of death because Sweden, England, Argentina, and Nigeria, as I said before. Sweden and England both got 5 points and both got in. Argentina only had 4 points. Nigeria only had one. Argentina did beat Nigeria, but an embarrassing loss to England and an embarrassing tie to Sweden ruined their chances to advance. Group G, Mexico and Italy qualified. Italy lost to Mexico. No, Italy and Mexico tied. Italy was shocked that Mexico could go through. Croatia, who were the darlings of the 98 tournament, sucked. They only got a win and 2 losses and didn't qualify. Group H saw Japan and Belgium getting through at the expense of Russia and Tunisia. Now the problem was that they kind of made a weird thing and all that. Now in the 2018 World Cup, for example, whoever won Group A would take on the second place Group B winners, and then B1, A2, you know what, on. The 2002 knockout stage would actually be weird because it didn't follow that traditional format. I don't think. Did it? It didn't because, no, it didn't. For example, Germany played Paraguay in the first round of 16 game. In any other year, Germany would take on England as Germany won Group E, and then England were the runners-up Group F, meaning that Sweden and Ireland would have met for a spot in the quarterfinals, which would have been scary to see if Ireland in the. So England got lucky because of that, because they would have ended up playing Germany. But regardless of what ended up happening, the round of 16 was big. Germany took down Paraguay 1-0. England crushed Denmark 3-0. Senegal scored a golden goal over Sweden and knocked them out. Spain and Ireland went to penalties, but Spain beat the Irish on penalties. The U.S. beat Mexico 2-0. Brazil beat Belgium 2-0. Turkey beat the host Japan 1-0. And South Korea, of course, that was when South Korea with that infamous golden goal, and Italy cried foul because of some fouls that were not called on Korea and some stupid fouls that were called on Italy, which also led to the red card of, I forget the striker, Inzaghi, I think it was. He got red carded for no damn reason. In the quarterfinals, Brazil beat England on that Ronaldinho free kick that went over Seaman's head. Germany beat the Americans only 1-0. I was surprised. Spain and South Korea went to penalties. Korea went 5 for 5 from the penalty spot to win that one. And Turkey went on the golden goal to knock Senegal out. Poor Senegal. Because he who lives by the golden goal dies by the golden goal. Germany and Brazil won putrid 1-0 games. The third place game was exciting. 5 goals. Turkey won 3-2. They hung on. And Brazil beat Germany in the World Cup. So yeah. So the 2002 FIFA World Cup, I've got to do something on that. Say who could psychologically have won that one, because it was kind of weird to see the format wasn't held. I don't know if 98 had the same format, if it was A1 versus B2 and all that. I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, Ahn Won and South Korea will be known for their controversy into the 2002 World Cup. A lot of footballing nations are pissed off at this guy for good reason. Anyway, I'm Jan27. I do.